Hello and welcome. This is a continuation of our networking series. In this video, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot wireless access issues. In this diagram, we have a few places where users are complaining from connectivity issues, for example. So let's say you have a user here and they don't have connectivity. Another user here, they don't have connectivity. Here, it's working, everything is good, that user is connected. So let's start with troubleshooting the basics. We have, for example, in this area, a switch that feeds multiple VLANs. VLAN 30, which is the wireless connectivity, and VLAN 20, which is the staff wired LAN. And you can see the staff, there's no complaint, everything's working. That means you can actually make sure that switch has no uplink issues or downlink issues except where the access point is connected. So then you narrow down what the problem is, and you say probably if I have one user where we check their wireless access is configured correctly, they have the DHCP configured, the device is powered on, everything is set and ready, but they're not getting wireless connectivity, then we have one sample user, we go back to the access point, and then we check physically, is the access point actually powered on? And is the switch port it's connected to, is that actually up? So I would start with the switch, check the port. We know gigabit Ethernet 0/1 was the port we connected to VLAN 30, and then we continue from that way to check what the problem is. So okay, let's check the configuration in the switch. If you go to enable, and let's start with the interface itself, or maybe the whole thing, because we can filter and pipe to the interface, but we just want to check the configuration of the interface. Here is VLAN 30, that's the wireless access point, and we're happy with that. But is the interface up? What's going on? So we can say show IP interface brief. We can do that, and simply we can see that interface is up, but the protocol is down. We can go to the details and say show interface gigabit Ethernet 0/1. When we do that, then we can check what's going on with that interface. The interface is up, but the protocol is down. This can be a cable that's misplaced or damaged, or maybe the access point is down. So here, if you go back to the diagram we have, the problem can be here, but we ruled out now that it is, the interface is up, maybe the cable is damaged, maybe this the device is down and not powered on. So let's check now the device. And here we have the device. Is it powered on? Is the cable connected? So you can physically go to the location and check that. But we can simply see there's no power here. The power is disconnected. So what we need to do is power it on. When that device is powered on, and if we fast forward the switch spanning tree, and that interface is now up. And this access point, we can make sure it's up. Let's go back to the interface, and you can see this console message saying the interface came up. We can run the same command, and now the protocol is up. That's one issue solved. But what about the user itself? So that user, now we can reset the interface from DHCP to static, just flap it because it's a simulation and it gives up after some time. So if we say static, but do that again, it should connect to the wireless. Okay, so now it's getting an IP from the DHCP server. So that's the gateway. But from the wireless access point, it's getting an IP and it is connecting here. So the problem we had in this area was the access point was actually off. So we powered on, this device was ready, and that now came up. Now let's check the other location. And the problem was in there, we have the access point which was on. For now I switched it off, but it was on and the user wasn't connecting. So let's check. We know the interfaces for every VLAN is all good, but the users are not connecting. So we got one pilot user here, and that one is not connecting. So let's see that device, what's going on with that device. Okay, let's see what is going on with this user now. We know the DHCP is configured fine. We're not using IP version 6, but the wireless card, how is it configured? Is it up? So first of all, we see it's off. The NIC card was switched off. It was connecting to the right SSID, or the correct SSID. We've got the passphrase configured correctly. We have DHCP. It was getting an IP, but the interface, the card itself is actually powered off. It's like you go to your laptop and then you disable the wireless access or the NIC card. So here what we do is enable that, and we're going to go back to the NIC card itself. So we flap the IP configuration. So from static to DHCP, we need to get a new IP address. So there you go, we still have the IP, and you see the device is connecting there. So if you give it a few seconds, and then we'll reconnect. So we have also a user issue, not the infrastructure issue, and that's also resolved. So you can see many issues of wireless here. We only covered few of them. The power of an access point, maybe the cable could be an issue, maybe the device of the user can be an issue. So always look at problems starting from wherever you think the problem is. If you have an area where you have both wired and wireless, first check if the wired connectivity is working. That rules out the backbound switch issues, and then you come back to the switch and check where the access points are connected. The interfaces where the access points are connected, you check their configurations. If they are up but the protocol is down, maybe a cable issue, maybe a power issue. So you go through that and then go to the location where the access point is, find out what's going on with the power. If that's also resolved, then a user issue. So always you have a set plan or procedures to troubleshoot issues, but here's just to give you an idea where the issues can be. And the protocols, the channels, the interference, maybe the attenuation of the signal, these are other issues you can also deal with, but they are not covered in this video. Just to show you basic troubleshooting steps. Thank you for your time and see you in another video.